what would the marketing message be that would really resonate with these kind of people that you really want to help? And I would get pretty specific and thinking about, people in terms of your target market. I mean, it seems like people who would be interested in this kind of thing are already going to be at a certain revenue level. Would that be fair to say?
Most of them, yeah, it's where they start getting, the business starts growing beyond themselves, and they're at the edge of their knowledge, their experience, and their comfort zone, and they don't know what to do next to grow. And so at that point, they're searching for answers, and that's where I love to meet with them to one, help them get a clear path on where the business is going and the direction it goes, and then the how-tos from the systems, from the finance, from all that kind of stuff. And and then I get the mental side in place as well, or the emotional thing in charge, because often what I found is they're their own worst enemy. And so giving them the tools and the insights to be able to relax and show up as their best self, and get the enemy can still be there, and all the voice and all the chatter and everything that can still hit, but it no longer almost paralyzes them or keeps them on the same plateau. And so when we address that and kind of get it out of the way, it's fun to watch them step into the new role.
So that would be the first thing that I would think about, would be creating your marketing message around that, right? So, and it always comes down to three things, right? Market, message, and then the offer. So the offer, you're going to have a pretty good idea of that. This is what you're already doing for people. Your market, I would think about it in pretty specific terms. I think I would narrow it down to, based on the best clients that you've had, that you feel, you've gotten the greatest, kind of results for, what were the main problems they had, the main obstacles. And so I know mindset's always going to be a key part of it. Mindset's a hard thing to get people to understand, really, or, hard thing to sell sometimes.
It is a little bit. That's why I start with finances, and I lead them to understanding the finances. But mindset, honestly, when we'll be talking just on regular stuff, and then something triggers them, and they get really frustrated, or they're angry on something, and that's the in. And then we're like, hey, you know what? We're not going to talk about it on this call, but we're going to schedule time to go deep on that one specific one, because how's that getting in your way? And as soon as we have that conversation and they know a context that's relevant to them, then the transition to get to mindset, that's where it really hits. And so like you said, I have an offer, and that offer is the lead in to the financial growth and the potential of unlocking the profits that are in the business. That's what I lead with. That's my initial offer, because the other one comes with time and trust.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, so the offer would be really what I'm thinking here is helping them understand numbers. What's the benefit of that is peace of mind, right? As business owners, we're all overwhelmed about everything all the time, generally speaking, right? So helping them get a little bit of clarity. It seems to me if you discuss what their goals are with them, and you can help them create a plan, hold them accountable to the plan, that is kind of the gateway to clarity and peace of mind. So that is kind of what I would, for the financial aspect, that's probably, that's my first shot at a marketing message right there for this kind of thing. But creating, the funnel and getting that in place, and having that centralized location for, not only LinkedIn and what we're doing on our outreach, but also our inbound efforts on LinkedIn. Same thing, with what we're doing on Facebook, the organic conversations that you have with people, right? I think we underestimate the power of a funnel in that context too. If you have a really good lead magnet that you have conviction in, that you spent some time on, that you really think will help people, even the people who enter who contact you organically, that could be a resource. Hey, by the way, I definitely want to, talk further. Check this out in the meantime. I think it'll be of value to you. And that way, you get them on your follow-up sequences, but they can actually read some of that information and get a sense of your process, right? Before we get on the phone with them. And that's what we're going to be doing in the emails too. Repurposing the lead magnet, to drip that out to them over time after they opt in. So just telling them more about your process and those pain points that you have, that you solve. And